I'm not. I've never been down to like. I will never spoil if I ever hear like who wins something or who gets eliminated or things like that. But like cast lists, I'm down to spoil that. That's not a problem to me. What up, Challenge fans? We are Final Alliance Podcast. We just finished watching episode 15 of the Challenge, season 38, titled Not a Problem. But we do have a little bit of a problem because, unfortunately, I had COVID. So we didn't have an episode last week. This week, I'm good to go back to work and stuff, but I'm still in that area of time where I'm supposed to like wear a mask at work, and just didn't feel like a good idea for us to be together. I didn't want you to get sick, Jay. So we're trying this virtual.
Yeah. And I think it's going well so far. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But I don't know what this episode, Not a Problem, you're talking about. I just saw this filler in between these great commercials for another Jersey Shore. Yep. Are You the One? Devin just really selling it. I mean, this is the Friday night MTV lineup looks amazing. A new RuPaul.
RuPaul's Drag Race is now the number one show on MTV.
Yeah,
as far
on
as viewers.
Friday nights, because nobody watches MTV on Friday nights. But
no, like overall, most viewers.
Sure it is. I just didn't. This show that you're talking about, it was just a filler. I was like, oh, I have to watch this. I can't wait for another Jersey Shore commercial because that's going to be awesome. And Devin coming in and doing his, hey, everybody, I'm Devin, and I'm super pumped about Are You the One? Let's effing go.
On Paramount Plus.
Oh, you can stream right now, but stick around after the show. You're going to get a sneak peek. Like he cares. Like the whole time he's laughing.
Care about that
so
paycheck?
Annoyed that he did that. Yeah, he was so annoying. Anyway, I watched it. I love this episode. I'm not lying. Miss watching it with you, though.
I know, it was kind of sad. You know, normally, obviously, we always say it. We watch the episode together. Couldn't this week, for obvious reasons that I just explained. So, yeah, we just have to go through it now and see what our reactions are as we talk about it, because we didn't get to experience it together.
Yep. Like I said, great commercials.
You did not like this episode? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't like the commercials. Again, this is my weekly 90-minute, too long thing. We don't need all these commercials, and I don't care. RuPaul's the number one show. Friday night lineup, nobody's watching it. Listen, real quick, if you would have told me 30 years ago, that in 1992, when The Real World first premiered, and also Pearl Jam Unplugged was on Nirvana in the year 1992, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And then in January 1993, you're like, in 30 years, that Pearl Jam Unplugged will go away, but it will be shows like The Real World. I would have told you, get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I would tell you right away, I love The Real World. I had it on VHS. I recorded every one of them, but I also recorded all the Pearl Jam Unplugged, Nirvana Unplugged, all the Unplugged. If you were to tell me 30 years later that this would all be RuPaul, all this other things, I would have told you, get out. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Everyone says the same thing about MTV, but it's crazy to me. It really is. And I thought about that, and I was like, I would have bet a large amount of money that there's no way The Real World would have taken over and these reality shows would have taken over the way it has MTV.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, that's been for at least a decade at this point.
Oh,
they haven't had music videos. At least a decade.
It's got to be more than that, too. 15 years, maybe more, don't you think? Right around Laguna Beach, Challenge, Real World.
Right around Laguna Beach. Because when I was in college, there were tons of shows. Remember, there was Making the Band. There was the Ashley Simpson show. There was the Jessica Simpson show. There was one about, like, Tommy Hilfiger's daughter.
The Osbournes.
The Osbournes, of course.
Huge, yeah. And I think they're still waiting on something like that. But, I mean, like if you say
Robin Big, that was great.
Yeah, but, I mean, who's watching MTV on Friday nights? They just, come on. Let's not. Like, who? No, I mean, no.
It is true. That used to be, like, the death of a television show when they put it into the Friday night lineup. It always was kind of like, oh, that's probably their last season.
Yeah. Unless it was TGIF. Maybe this is their
TGIF,
ABC,
which was the best. Yeah,
maybe that's what they're doing here. I don't know. Anyway, we're going off track. That's
we're so off the tracks. Yes.
That's what I do. Sorry.
Interesting episode. So it left us in the middle of the elimination from last week. So the twist is over. The teams are over. You're now back with your ride or die. If your ride or die is still in the game, cool. You get a chance to battle back. So Mariah and Fessy had won the first heat, which was called Don't Let Me Down, where they had to push this, I don't know, bin up a hill. Did you notice how little traction those Under Armour shoes had, by the way, last week?
Yeah.
And I know that, like,
really
being sponsored by Under Armour, they're supposed to, like, make us want the gear. Yeah, between Raven falling out of her shoes in the one elimination and then no one have any kind of traction in that one, I don't know if I'm super down for those shoes.
No, well, I don't really do anything Under Armour, so it's not a big deal to me.
No?
Yeah.
I could absolutely do Under Armour stuff, but I don't know. I need a little more traction than that.
They're big backers in Maryland, and Maryland's in the Big Ten. I don't do it. I just don't do it.
So we have Anissa and Jordan versus Kenny and Casey, and it's not so fast. This is a great elimination. It's a classic elimination. They have a rope connected to the both of them. They got 20 minutes to zig and zag and make it as big of a knot as possible, and then their partner or their opponents are doing the same thing. 20 minutes later, they switch. Whoever can get it undone and then take your ropes and put them in the finish line first wins. Love this one. I was thinking, well, first, there was some sort of foreshadowing, I think, from Nani talking about how much she loved having Casey in the game, right immediately. And I'm like, oh, crap, are they going home? But Casey's agility, and someone even said, like, they're similar, the fact that the two of them are similar size, I thought that was going to be to their benefit. Didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did bring that up, but clearly when they were doing the veterans, meaning Anissa and Jordan, really kind of showed up how it does. I mean, Casey and Kenny, they said, we don't do these at family reunions, so we'll put it on the list from here on and everything, but
that was cute.
It was, Anissa, I would say in the first, 20 minutes or so, I mean, maybe the first 10 minutes, she was really pulling through, and then she says about what Johnny kept laughing about, which I kind of actually, as much as I love Johnny, kind of got a little obnoxious. She's like, ouch, my coochie. Like, he just kept
said, ooh, my cooch.
Yeah.
And he could not, it was like the funniest thing he'd ever heard in his life. He could not let it go.
I thought it was obnoxious the more they kept showing it, to be honest with you. And you guys know
really? Because, I was thinking of it, I was like, oh my God, Jay probably thinks this is really funny because Bananas is laughing like crazy.
No, I don't think that stuff's funny. I mean, I get it. She said
not necessarily the phrase, but the fact that Bananas was laughing a lot would make you think, would be funny to you. That's what I was thinking.
Bananas laughed doesn't get like TJ's laugh.
I've been having nervousness thinking that Anissa is going to hurt herself because she did have knee surgery a couple months ago. And she has, unfortunately, a poor history of injuring herself in challenges. So because last season it was her shoulder, a couple of years ago it was her ankle, right? So this elimination with all the ups and downs and just weird angles of dropping down, I was afraid she was going to roll an ankle or something. I'm like, oh no, she's going to hurt herself. Then that's going to be a medical DQ, and then they're both going to have to go. I had a little bit of that in my mind, so I was very nervous about that, but obviously that didn't happen, thank God. And it really worked out. Jordan and Anissa win.
Something here, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's one thing when the medics sit there and say, because she had a knee surgery, like you said, or whatever else, but a shoulder and ankle here and there, it's really easy to say, no, I can't compete. And she said, I can't go anymore. And Jordan said, yes, you can. And she's like, right. I know my body. And then she was like, all of a sudden, I felt like I could go. So maybe in the past, outside of the actual ones that needed surgery, I'm not saying she was mentally, but there could have been times where she was like, nope, my body's telling me I can't do it. I'm just going to have to tell the medics, I can't do it. And the medics are like, she says she can't do it. Think about that.
Could be.
Yeah, because she says, I can't. And she said in her one-on-one or confessional, she goes, I know my body, and my body says that I can't do it. And then, but Jordan's pushing me, and all of a sudden I feel like I can do this. And she did. I mean, there was a lot of turn cans into I cans and
he was getting
rah.
frustrated with her. He said something like, just be semi-athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
He said,
because he's been really patient with her and really encouraging. And I was seeing him be not so patient and not so encouraging. Obviously, this is an elimination. There's a lot on the line here, right? And they're so close to the final.
But he said to her also, he said, just do something. And then Johnny laughed again, like it was the exact same line before. He thought that was hilarious. But it was Horacio who said, it's kind of impressive what Jordan does. Like how he takes control here.
And Anissa even said, she's like, he's oddly motivating in a very aggressive manner. She's like, I don't know, but, and then she was saying, I can't. And he's like, you can.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, after this elimination, I cried. And not because of what you think, not because Nani and Casey had the tearful goodbye, but because, he believed in her. That was nice. Mm-hmm. And it gave her confidence. It was nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
Give me a little, hit me in the feels.
Yeah, that's good.
So I keep coming back.
That's for episodes like this. Just to see
on episode 100 of season 573. So I keep coming back.
See, I just keep coming back for Are You the One commercials. So Devin just no sell them at all whatsoever. Anyway.
But yeah, so I was super excited. Then there was the tearful goodbye of Nani and Casey. Casey is super encouraging of Nani, but Nani's nervous that she can't do this without her. Just not that she doesn't think she can do it without Casey being there, but just she's had Casey there the whole time, and now she doesn't have her girlfriend there.
I think Nani's winning this season.
They're really giving her the hero edit. They really are.
About that. They are giving her the hero edit. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he doesn't, but Casey, or we can all calm down on like, your mom's watching right now. We get it. We've heard it over and over. I don't want to take anything away from it. But what I really want you to focus on is this. How many times has Johnny said, I want her to get that W? And how many times does Casey say, I want her to get that W? Where everybody else we hear, I can do this with $1 million. Think about that. Everybody else is like, I can put the money here. I can do this and that. I can be financially set. Everyone else is talking about, I want to get that W. I want her to get the W. And she's saying the same thing.
Jordan says that about Anissa. I want to get her this W.
He says, I'm going to take her to the final. He doesn't say I'm getting her the W. He says, I am taking her to the final. And that's in his thing against Chauncey. He says, I am taking her to the final because she's come up short. You could be right, but I still feel strongly about how they changed the money thing to a W type of thing.
Right.
That's where I feel like, and we talk a lot about editing, pay attention to editing. And I do think you're right. Like you said at the beginning, they did a good job of like, you thought someone was going home, but it changed the other route or whatever else, because they made it seem like Casey and Kenny at one point was coming back, and then they finally panned, and I was like, there's no way they're coming back.
Right.
So, but
true.
Pay attention to the editing. That's the only thing I think about, but highlights for the next episode kind of seem a little off. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Chauncey then says, hey, I love that I'm back with my girlfriend, and blah, 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 but, we're likely going to be at the bottom, and on everyone's radar, as far as being voted in. That was foreshadowing for sure. Fessy and Mariah then have this conversation. I hated it. I hated it so much. I feel like having a conversation with him is like having a conversation with a brick wall.
It's like teaching a pig to sing. It's not going to work out, and it's only going to annoy the pig. That's exactly what it is. You're not going to get anywhere, and it's only going to annoy it's not going to work out. You're not going to teach him anything, and it's only going to annoy the pig. And that's what happened. That's what she was like. I was like, she's like, I had a bad taste in my mouth. He's like, you did. I brought you here. How many times do you have to see that? And she didn't stick up for herself. She's like, you need to let that go. She She stood up for herself. She stood up for herself as far as a challenger goes in the challenge, an athlete. So, yeah, great. He stayed in the competition. She got to come back, but gosh,
He cuts her off. He rolls his eyes at her. So does the "I brought you here."
Mm-hmm.
Never apologizes. But then when they're in the interview, he then says, "I'm sorry if you felt I didn't have your back." Which I hate those kind of apologies.
It's so passive aggressive. Sorry
you feel that way.
Sorry you're so sensitive that I didn't have the words that you wanted me to say.
Anyway, he does then compliment her athleticism. So, I mean, there was something positive he said. But, God, that is not a partner I would want.
Come on. We know how to build a little sandwich here. You start off with a compliment, "I'm happy you're my partner." And then you're going to give all the criticism, and then you're going to end with, "But you're a great competitor." It's so transparent what he built there. I told producer Klinger he'll do a great job. 26 minutes and 50 seconds when he says, "But I'm happy you're on my team again." When he says that, I can't wait to see that when we get the clip of this whole thing to see that eyes, because he's got goofy eyes. That's it.
I'm curious to see it.
Bessie's got messy eyes.
Nani and Bananas did have the pep talk. Bananas is just like, "I'm here for you." It was sweet. They've showed several of these this season, so more of that hero edit, more of them heroing their friendship. I mean, it is definitely leading us a certain direction.
I felt in this situation, Nani's had enough of his pep talk because she was like, "And I got your back too." She said that multiple times.
Right.
And vice versa. "I got your back too. All right, let's move on.
And she is a tough cookie. She's like, "I don't want you to think I'm checked out. I'm going to still compete. Like, we're good here,
Yep.
We go into the challenge. It is called Runaway Ride. You got a big bus. Reminded me of Speed, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they didn't use that. Like, instead of Runaway Bride, they could have done something with Speed. But, okay, whatever. Missed opportunity. It's going around a track. There's things that's got to go around. Inside the bus it's like a ball pit, 100 balls that have different pieces of tape that are different colors on them. On the track, there is a key of 10 balls in a certain order. You got to find them in the ball pit, put them in the order, and then pull the lever when you're done. There's 10 of them. The goal is to get 10 out of 10 correct or get it done the fastest.
Yeah. See, this is where I love this challenge. I thought it was great. I really
First
did.
thing I have to say, TJ had an outfit repeat, kind of. That was a coat he wore on Challenge USA. I recognized it.
No, lazy out there.
They filmed in the same location. They probably just like kept all of his like costumes there.
Yeah.
Looks good. Navy blue.
Yeah.
And he like reminded me of like a little kid watching it. Like he just kept like hooting and hollering and laughing. He's like, "Ooh, I love it when it goes off the road." Like,
oh yeah. Well, that's
like he was just like a kid watching.
He got so used to it going by, watching it so many times that he knew when to duck when the dust was coming his way. That's what I like. That he was that in tune to every time. He could figure it out when it was happening. So,
is this a challenge you would want to do?
Yep, 100%.
I would not be. This is not something I'd be afraid to do. There's no, other than memorizing the key, there's not really a lot of skill involved.
I don't know. Just it's
balance.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know the key to doing this, but I just thought it looked fun to be in there. I guarantee you, I would have a separated shoulder or a dislocated hip or something like that.
Yeah, it looks dangerous for sure.
It looks so dangerous. Like, and I understand there's probably padded walls and they have helmets, but I'm pretty sure I saw Amber.
It didn't look padded.
I mean, she hit her head at one of those commercial breaks right before the New Jersey Shore commercial, or RuPaul. Right before a commercial break, Amber hit the side, and it was like, I was like, she looks concussed. Yeah. So
yeah, I thought about her right away because she's just so light.
Mm-hmm.
And then Speaking of Amber, Chauncey, God bless him. I really like that guy. He's awesome. He stayed on the ground the whole time. So it's like she's just going back and forth like a freaking pinball. And he's just on the ground the entire time. Like, I don't know if the inertia was too much. He just couldn't get out.
Mm. Do you think this is a matter? And I don't know the order, if they keep it the same way or whatever else. But do you think the order matters in this? I feel like it does, because you can kind of see that, because they say right away when she goes.
I think the order always matters. Absolutely, you can see how it works.
They arms flailing this way, that way, and that's what they say when Amber and Chauncey goes. And I think it's a matter of you can kind of be like, okay, there's going to be a turn here. We need to hold on to a wall, and then it will go straight for a while, and then let's make an advancement real quick. That type of thing. It's tough to do, but after you see it so long, I think maybe you have an advantage.
Right. Well, absolutely. I mean, and that's absolutely what happened, because the team that went last is the team that won.
Again, I don't know if that's really the order that it went. It usually
that's
is,
true.
Right? But I feel like it is. I feel like they don't change it up. But because I know the last time that, when earlier in the season, episode 2 or 3, when Nani and Bananas came back, that was the order. They went last and they won. And he says on his podcast, he's like, we were lucky to go last. So I have to assume that they were the last ones to go in this.
Right.
But there's some things in the middle. But, I mean, really, let's talk about Tori and Devin.
Well, first, Horacio and Olivia kill it. Kill it. They were just incredible.
10, though, right?
10 out of 10.
Oh, I think I got 10 out of 10. Okay, yeah.
And we're quick. We're very fast.
But that's really good, because they mentioned they're last time we were together as a team, it didn't go over well. So, and it's good that they're back on the same page. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love them. Really rooting for them. They also hit us with Sum 41 in Too Deep.
They sure did.
Strongly want that on our now that's what I call challenge mix. Love that song. I love Sum 41.
Completely co-sign that.
Love Sum 41.
I do not know the band. I just know that's from the American Pie soundtrack. So, yeah, I co-sign that.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
And they gave us Chingy, Balla Baby. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. But definitely in Too Deep by Sum 41. Later, there's also Take Me to Church. Okay, maybe. And then 3 Doors Down Kryptonite.
Yeah.
That one was, Yeah. So good tunes this week for sure. Jordan and Anissa, it looked like they were struggling, but they accomplished it.
Mm-hmm.
Tessie and Mariah, boring, 8 out of 10. But seemed to do just fine. It's impressive of her that she is able to let things go enough to still perform well with him as a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
I know a lot of people that it's if you're not in the best of terms with a partner or a teammate or your team, it shows in how you play.
I don't think this young lady holds a grudge. And that's a good thing for her.
No, she's super chill.
Yeah, and that's going to be a good thing for her in life in general overall. She's very, I don't think she holds a grudge. She lets it go. And I mean, obviously,
God bless her.
She's kind of like, hey, let's get over this. I'm fine with it. And so, yeah, I appreciate that in her personality.
It's not easy to do.
No.
Tori and Devin go, or AKA Dave. Tori is getting nauseated. She pukes, tries to rally, and then just gets frustrated and pulls the cord early. Devin gets frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? I was puking. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. So, do they pull everything out of that bus and disinfect all those balls, and including the bus?
I thought that too. Because Chauncey threw up, Tori threw up.
Uh-huh.
I think it's kind of whoever PA goes in and does the best they can quickly, and then they just go to the next one.
Even the dirtiest Chuck E. Cheese will shut down the ball pit when a kid pukes or pees or poops in the ball pit or whatever else. So, that's all I thought about was Yeah, I get it.
We just
She's
hose
fine,
it
but
down and move on.
you've got to. I mean, you can throw all those things in a big mesh thing and hose it down, yeah, and then the inside wipe it down. But and how long does it
Yeah, I don't want to
dry?
touch sticky, pukey ball pit balls.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
then can we talk about the beaver tail, which was one of my favorite handshakes ever now that Devin and Tori did, and then he
Yeah,
was like, "Oh,"
why do they call it beaver tail?
because he goes like that, and then she goes, she slaps it inside of the hands.
Oh, like they're
Yeah,
making a beaver. Oh, that's cute.
and I really like that. But yeah, I'm incorporating that in Sophia and I's handshake. That's happening. Yeah, yeah, I really like that. But I did like that he did that. He's like beaver tail, and then he was like, "Ooh," wiped his hand because
Right.
yeah,
It's like, oh, you're all pukey, gross. I gotta tell you, that girl has good hair. Even when she was puking, like outside, that's some pretty looking hair. Good for her.
yeah. And then did we miss a really good Clueless reference when she's like, I get car sick already, but when there's balls flying all over, I can't handle it. And I was like, this is Clueless. This is a Clueless reference. Like, there goes your social life.
We're
Like,
close. We're close.
yeah, we were close, but I
A
was like,
plastic surgeon says I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
do anything where balls fly at my nose.
Yeah, and I was like, Devin, come on, fire it off. Just fire off something about balls and cars, please. Please, Devin. And he did not. I'm like, darn it all.
But we got a new handshake for you to do with your
That's
daughter. So
right.
hey, there you go.
Yeah. Love the beaver tail. Yeah.
Nani and Nanners go. They have the wonderful idea of waiting on the side. They know where the keys are to look and memorize as much as they can, and they get 10 out of 10. They do it relatively quickly, and they do end up winning.
Yes.
Which, heck yeah, they're winning at the appropriate time.
Yeah.
I actually was pretty. I was thinking it was going to be Horacio and Olivia with the win.
Yeah.
I really did. It seemed like they were faster, but Terry's experience pays off in this game.
Yeah. I didn't. I thought it was there the entire time. But yeah, let's take us to Deliberation because there was something there that I saw that I enjoyed.
Well, the first thing is they had, so you only have 6 teams left at this point. So 3 are going to go into the draw. 1's going to get voted in. 1 team's the winner. 1 team gets saved.
Yeah.
Bananas and Nani decide to save Fessy and Mariah, which shocked the heck out of me.
Okay,
they
so I thought
explain how everybody would save each other and where they were at. Obviously, they're not stupid. They know that, like, Fessy and Mariah have won several dailies, so that could put them in a good position.
Okay. First things
but
first.
Still, and Mariah and Bananas are, whatever.
I'm not a tank top guy, but I enjoy Bananas tie-dye tank top. I don't know why. So I thought that was great going into this thing. The decision.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Yeah, the decision I think kind of made so let's go into the whole thing. This is where the edit is showing Nani to shine. Nani says right away, "This is who we should save," and here's why. They're going to save them. They're going to save them, and the wild card to Amber and Chauncey. And he's like, "Are we sharing the same brain? I couldn't have said it better myself." Bananas is just yes, he's going to keep Mariah around, but what they're doing is protecting themselves, thinking that the strongest, if they consider themselves 1A, they're looking at Mariah and Fessy to be 1B. And then Horacio and Olivia, they come out later and they'll put them at 2 because they think they're the most well-rounded, okay?
Yes.
So that's what they're doing. They're like, what they're thinking is if there is another challenge, they'll return the favor. And now Mariah will be in Fessy's ear the entire time being like, we can't do a Bananas. And they're going to allude to it in the preview.
Right.
So, and I don't know.
I did think it was funny. I did think it was funny when they showed the teams that were going into interrogation, which was everybody but Fessy and Mariah. Fessy says to Mariah, something like patting himself on the back. He's like, that's why you are honest with people, and you do follow through with what you say, like something like that. And I'm like, but I don't really feel like you have been. Like, remember when you were in deliberation or interrogation, and you told them all to put bananas in, like an episode ago, maybe two.
Yeah, just stick to like gym lessons and Instagram gym lessons or whatever else. Don't give life lessons, Bessie. I don't need it, and neither does Mariah. She's playing a game just fine. You're not bringing her along anymore.
Like, he just talks to her like she's stupid, and I'm not down for that.
Oh, that's the only reason why is because we played a straight up game. No, you don't. Come on, it's a game. But I mean, I'm not surprised by the people that went in there at all. I guess the next part is the surprising one, and everybody just completely blows them out of the water.
So Amber and Chauncey are first. Chauncey says, we want to go in. I didn't compete in the last challenge. We want to go. Okay. Tori and Devin then go next, and Devin just essentially rips through Amber's plan to Bananas and Nani.
Yeah, but the thing is, so Banana says it too when they leave. He's like, this is weird. He's like, why are they putting themselves in? He's like, they're trying to do something like an olive branch. That way they came in and be like, we did that for you. And then Devin says the same thing. And I'm like, where did this come from? Because I just looked at it like, well, Chauncey said at the beginning of the episode, well, actually, after Bananas and Nani won, he goes, I'm still a rookie. When they went back to teams, I'm still a rookie. He's like, I'm pretty sure we're going to go. And I'm looking at him like, Olivia and Horacio are rookies. Don't like automatically think you're going in. So, but the idea to put them in, but they automatically are like, no. And what does Devin says? She's playing checkers. She's playing chestnut checkers.
Chestnut checkers, but she's not good at chess.
She's not good at chess.
Oh, she's a shitty chess player.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's even bad. I was like, I loved it.
Well, and then Olivia and Horacio go, and they tell Olivia and Horacio that Amber and Chauncey want to go in, and they're like, yeah, we didn't know that either. And Amber goes, weird flex. Not Amber. Olivia says, weird flex. And I'm like, dang. So like, I was down for it. I was like, cool. Love that they're throwing themselves in. I like the idea. I'm always down for, if you think you're going in, just take the L, because then you're at least prepared to go in, like, mentally, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But everybody, with as much as everybody was like crapping on them about this, I think Anissa said something too.
Yeah.
I have to wonder
if
everyone is saying something. There's got to be something there.
That's how bad it smells. The veterans, Devin, Tori, are like, we can see through this. Jordan and Anissa, Jordan's like, that's a weird move. And he kind of says, like, I don't know if I would do that. And he's kind of explaining why. But then he's like, he goes into, yeah, I've done that before. And he says, why not to? But the rookie who can't analyze the game just goes, that's a weird flex. Meaning, like, they can smell something's rotten in Denmark. Like, They just know it. So that must be her demeanor of everything else, that they just don't trust her. And just like to be like, oh, that's noble of you put in. They're just like, wait. That's got
what's the plan?
Yeah, that's got something to do maybe more with Amber, Chauncey, and I don't know. We haven't seen that type of edit or anything like that. But there's got to be something when all three are like, nope, actually all four.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
the only one we don't get to hear is Mariah and Fessy. That's it.
So I'm very curious about all of this, because I think she seems nice. I think Chauncey's great. She's a good competitor. He's a good competitor. But everyone else sure was on to them with this voting themselves in stuff, that there was an ulterior motive.
You think she's nice. Devin doesn't care for her, and I don't really care for her, like, later on when she...
I think he does as a person. I don't think he likes, from what he said on Bananas podcast, he just didn't like how she played the game and the way she manipulated people in the game.
Yeah, and he calls her out on it. Yeah, and but when she gets called out, she's like, "What? Me? No, never." And he's like, "Yeah, come on." So, and I think that's the same thing that's going on here. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd never really cared too much for her, like a Big Brother, and I don't really care for her on the challenge. So maybe it's just all a big hangover from the Big Brother show. I don't know.
I liked her on Big Brother. She's fine.
She's not my challenger.
Mm. We go into the zone. Surprise! Amber and Chauncey are voted in. We go to the draw, and we kind of have it all figured out. You know, I mean, obviously, Tori and Devin would save Anissa and Jordan. That's a lock. And then, but we don't really know, and vice versa. But we don't know where Olivia and Horacio stand.
Mm-hmm.
First people to pull Dagger are
it's Jordan and Anissa. Jordan
and Anissa, you're right. And it was blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then Horacio and Olivia pull it, and it says safe. And I honestly, I like them a lot. And I was like, you know what? Yes, give these two a freaking day off.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, you know what? Yes, because I need to go to another commercial break because I got to figure out what's going on with the MTV plan of all their shows. And guess what I got? A commercial break. It was awesome. I loved it. The anticipation, not so much. It was just, I could not wait for another commercial.
Do you see Ariana Grande is going to be one of the judges on Drag Race?
Of course.
That kind of actually made me want to watch a little.
I would never fast forward through any of these commercials whatsoever. Not even Devin's cool. Hey,
I know, when we watch
really
live, it's just a struggle. It's a struggle watching live. Usually we watch what we start about half an hour in so we can fast forward through all of the commercials, but we watched live tonight, so
can I do a lot of commercials? I will not do another bit about commercials. I will not do another bit about commercials. I promise you. I just want to do one more thing during these commercials. What really annoyed me is that another one, they had a pregnancy test commercial, and I was like, and then you're going to promote Teen Mom or whatever else. And I know that now they're in their 30s, but please don't promote this stuff. Don't promote getting teen pregnancy and taking pregnancy tests. Just don't. Just stop it. Just stop. No more commercials. I won't talk anymore about them. I'm sorry. I promise. So we come back from commercial.
I got nothing. Come back from commercial. Olivia and Horacio decide to save Devin and Tori. Mm-hmm. Horacio says that Anissa had voted him in a couple times, and Jordan had voted.
Yeah,
somebody.
But it was strange because he had said so much earlier how he looks up to him as a competitor and everything. So.
Right. Well, and they had just had a heck of an elimination last week.
Yeah.
Which we didn't do an episode on that because I was sick. Holy moly! With the way that he juked him. Horacio is, I mean, I just cannot say enough good things about that man.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. And what was Devin's line in that? What are you going to take, the professional
soccer player
or the
triathlete with a bad attitude?
Bad attitude. Yeah. That was great. Yeah. Not Devin.
I know. He's so smart. He's so witty. I love it. Go into the zone. It's called Rumble Tumble. You're back to back with your opponent. Women go first. There are these blocks. You got to knock them over. There's 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Alternating, one of them is yours, the next one is your partner or your opponent's, and so on, right? Around the circle. You got to knock over 3 out of 6. Then the guys go. And then, if it's tied, then you keep going. If not, whatever.
Now, I don't like this tie, by the way. I think it should have been, if it's 3-0, all you got to get is 1. Save your energy. You know what I'm saying? If it would have been 3-2, the girls going into the guys, then it might be a different thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It has to add up to whoever has more. I just don't understand why, if it's tied 1-1 when it's not really. One got dominated 3-0. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Oh, so say Anissa got 3, and then say Chauncey got 3.
Yeah, and all Jordan would need to get 1 before that. Then it's 7-3. I mean 4-3, no matter what.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
understand?
Yeah, I
Because
do know what you mean.
why keep going back and forth? Because what were they gonna do? Flip a coin to see who's gonna go next? The guys went second. Anissa, obviously, and I guess I'm getting too far ahead of myself here, ahead of ourselves. But I mean, how did we not, out of all the things we've seen, how did they not go to a Bananas backpack version? Or if they stopped doing that because he's begged them not to do it anymore? Because she ends up saying, I'm walking her like a dog.
Yeah, dog walking her.
Yeah.
Walk her like a puppy.
Yeah, that was a Bananas backpack. And
Yeah,
then
I mean,
Amber,
essentially that was
I knew it was over when.
basically the same elimination, little tweaks.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of like, I knew it was over when she had her one-on-one and she was like, I may not be as strong as her, but I have heart and I know I'm going to give it my all. And I was like, oh, this is done. This is done. There's no way.
She didn't quit. She went for it. Anissa's always been good in eliminations, always been good in physical eliminations. Anissa had an advantage here. She did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did like when Tori's like, Anissa, you can do it. And she's like, I know.
Yeah. Sounds good. And then when she told Jordan to shut up, and he's like,
oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That was really good. I thought TJ was going to be like, she told you. Because he's like, Anissa, you got it one more time. And she's like, shut up. And he's like, okay. Yeah.
Well, he was saying something and he said it like 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
She's like, shut up.
Did you happen to see her third little pyramid thing get knocked over?
I don't remember.
Shout out to the sparklers coming back and the pyrotechnics.
Did they do flames?
Oh, it was a Roman candle, not even Roman candle. It was a sparkler coming out of there. And the thing is like, he's got, the guy who's ever in charge of it, the pyrotechnics, he's got 6 buttons. So he's got to figure out how close it is. And it could be touch and go. And he's like, okay, hit that, touch that one. Happy to have those back.
We did have fire on the speed challenge.
Yeah.
The Runaway Bride.
Yeah.
Runaway Ride.
Yeah.
Which let's name a challenge over arguably one of Julia Roberts' worst movies.
Well, we could go down that rabbit hole anytime you want to. I mean, Sleeping with the Enemy was no gem.
You shut your filthy mouth.
The only thing good about that is it was based and started off in Cedar Falls, Iowa. That's about it. So, that movie. Satisfaction.
You liked Runaway Bride.
No, I don't think I.
Okay.
I don't know if I made. I don't think I made it all the way through Runaway Bride. To be honest with you.
No, it's not good.
I'm not kidding you. Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
It was, they tried for it. They were like, oh, let's put Richard Gere and Julia Roberts back together 20 years later or 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jordan goes. So Anissa takes the first heat. Jordan and Chauncey are up. Oh, I loved everything Jordan was saying in his interview, right?
Dude, this was so badass.
The instincts that he has are incredible. Oh, God, it's brilliant. He's freaking brilliant. They're back to back.
Yeah, and back to back. You do that, and then I want to say like what I was thinking about. Go on. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good. He sees that he looks like Chauncey looks like he's getting ready to sprint, and he's telling us in his interview, and he's like, "I'm not going to pull. I'm going to let him take me there, and then I'm going to go to the right or the left, whichever direction it was." Yeah. He said to mine. He's like, that way he takes me a third of the way there.
So what are you saying there? The way he was standing, everybody on the stage had to be like, what is going on with this guy? He's doing nothing. He looked like he was doing nothing. So whistle blows, he heads to left or right. It doesn't matter, like you said, what direction. And what that does is Chauncey's direction's going that way, but then it pulls him that way. So he's taking part. He's instead of the push-pull, which we talked about in other eliminations,
so many times.
He's actually taken a little bit away from that and is using it because that's going to throw him off. And now he doesn't know because he didn't go to the direction he wanted to. It's just moving him off. He's
anticipating yeah.
It was his
resistance.
Second one. It was his second one that he said, after I hit the thing, I'm going to let Chauncey go for his statues. And when he does that, he's going to get there, but he's going to use all the momentum. It's going to get me 3/4 of the way there, and then I can drag him there. And that's how we got to where it was down to 2-2 because he did it again the second time. It was impressive.
Right. And it was like after he got the first one, then Chauncey got one just because of the way he'd kind of let him.
Yeah, he let him.
Led him, not let him.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. He led him and let him, yeah.
Right.
He let him lead him there too, whatever else. So,
and then I got to tell you, at the end, it was close. I was like, oh no. And he's, you see him in the interview and I'm keep talking to myself. I'm like reassuring myself. I'm like, he would not be this cocky in his interview if he lost. And then I'm like, no, wait, Sarah, that's Jordan here. He still probably would.
Yeah.
So, at least during that point when you're explaining it. But I'm still like, I don't know. Like Chauncey's like covering some ground here. Like, I don't know. And there is
I agree.
Noticeable larger muscles. They definitely have different varying athleticism. Chauncey seems more of a strength athlete. So I'm thinking, this could be a problem. Jordan says something like, I'll wear you down. I'm not giving up. And then all of a sudden, it's like he just kicks it into high gear and just starts moving.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I agree with you. I bought it hook, line, and sinker that everything he said in there, and he's like, I'm taking her to the final. I'm getting her this and that. And I'm like, and he's like, this thing's locked. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't know if he's going to get it. And then the kiss of death for Chauncey is when TJ's cheering on Jordan.
Oh, my God, right.
Go.
He's like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
And Chauncey's got to be like, damn, never mind. I'm out. Hopefully I can just get we're going to see you again soon after this.
It's like Eeyore. Oh, bother.
Yeah.
So Jordan wins. I mean, hell of an episode, hell of an elimination. These two took home in one episode 2 elimination wins. Hell yeah. They say goodbye to Amber and Chauncey. TJ says some nice things to Chauncey about, hey, hope to see you back too. I'm sure we will. And some sort of compliment. And he gets a little teary. And then I got teary.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting teary, but I
sweet.
Like he created relationships outside of just his girlfriend. Now we can go back go back to one of the favorite TJ. Don't take care, hope to see you never, about a guy who left because of his girlfriend or whatever else. Chauncey could have put that entire time there and just 100% been there. Just I'm focused on Amber. He made relationships outside of his relationship, and those are things he's going to have for life. He seems like a great dude. Those were genuine tears of like, I had the time of my life. I can't be more than happy that I got to do it with the love of my life and my best friend who did this to me. Brought me along. Thank goodness for this. And I see why she loves it so much. I see why you guys love it so much. And I hope that I can be something part of this in the future because I love everything about it. He was genuine. Not that he said that, but I'm paraphrasing in what little he said. He was great. And his reaction, his emotions are very true. And I am a fan of Chauncey. Yeah, I'm a fan of Chauncey. Yes.
Freaking love that guy, right? Okay, so who do we think won the episode?
Jordan.
Do we do a Jordan and Anissa?
She gives him flowers too much. When she's like, when she was sitting there saying, I couldn't do it, I had a can't, and even the tears, like, she's the one that lifts him up above her in that situation. Because she's saying that without him, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So he wins that episode. He was great. I mean, the play-by-play was great, even. Like, every little thing.
Chef's kiss was beautiful.
And 2 weeks ago, we're sitting there saying, like, dude, this guy, he won't stop. He's just it's a relationship, and he's got to do this. But you can see how he motivates people, and And just
Mhm.
not only physically because of what he's had and whatever else, and he's inspiring, but his words too. He was great this episode. He really, really was.
Yes,
And he didn't have a weird
absolutely.
outfit this time.
I didn't love the sweater in his
I
interview.
thought it was odd too. I will give you that. I was like, I'm going to let this one go. Maybe could have used an undershirt, but it was a little big at the neck. I don't know. Maybe one of his friends, maybe let one of his big head friends borrow it and stretched out the neck of the sweater. I don't know.
I don't know,
But
but yeah, heck of an episode for him for sure. I'm gonna say Fessy lost
yeah,
just because I didn't like that interaction between him and Mariah. I also didn't like that he got a freebie.
Yeah, well, I mean that part doesn't bother me, but yeah, I just don't think. I think he
Or
needs
do
to
we
move
give it to
on from it.
Amber as lost the episode? Because her
Why?
quote unquote, just because everybody was like talking about how her strategy of voting themselves in didn't work.
It would be different if she said, "I want to vote us in because that way I know I have the olive branch to be like I took one for the team and look I came back and blah blah." Blah. If she said if she was doing what they're calling out to do, we don't really know her true motives for
True.
going in there. So I'll go with Fessy. As much as I wanted to say it's Amber, I don't know her motives, and that's the thing. It would be different, though, if she was like, I think this is a good way to do, and that way people will be like, I'm not fake. I'm playing a great game. And
Mm-hmm.
I wish we would have had that. And I'm sure that something will come up in the reunion.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there was something else. Cringeworthy moment.
It's not when Tori vomited. It didn't bother me that much.
Was it the Ooh My Cooch?
Maybe the laugh, because I guess I overemphasized
Because he like
it
could
a
not
lot.
get it together.
It was. I didn't like it. Yeah, and I don't know what that could be it.
Also, just again, like, I'm just gonna keep dumping on Fessy when he told her, "I'm sorry if you felt I didn't have your back." I don't care for that.
I didn't really like that exchange with them.
Like, don't apologize if that's how you're gonna apologize.
Yeah,
don't want it.
I'm actually still gonna go back with my cooch because you're a 40-year-old adult. Calm down over someone saying that. Like, it's not. It's so sophomoric. Like,
it is.
Humor.
He tends to always take that. He takes that bait a lot.
Yeah, keep it to your podcast or whatever else, but you don't need to laugh that much about it. So that's for me, definitely. Best quote. It's not the first time I've ever heard chess, not checkers, but I like she's a shitty chess player.
Oh, I
like that one. I like Devin.
Oh, Jordan, just like when he was talking about the zone and he's talking about Chauncey, he's like, I'm going to teach you something tonight.
Yeah,
I liked that.
That was good. Yeah.
And TJ just going, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that might be good too. Yeah, just cheering on. That's a good one too.
Because he was like genuinely just like super excited, like in the moment, like, holy crap, that's really fun and that's exciting to watch. I can't not cheer for him. That's how good it is.
Yeah. I'll give it to TJ. I'll give it to TJ every time. Yeah. You can't do any wrong.
What do you think Corey would have done?
Oh, good question. Corey would have you know what Corey would have done? He would have taken all that bait and deliberation of everyone being like, hey, they're trying to do something with your brain. They're trying to take away your power from you. And Corey would have been like, oh, no, they're not taking away my power. I'll decide who goes in there. No one gets to nominate. That's what Corey would have done. He would have taken all that and been like, he would have thrown in probably Horacio and Olivia and been like, Corey would have been like, no one's taking this away from me. After 3 different groups were like, that seems weird. Why are they doing this? Yeah. And Bananas almost did. He did say, he mentioned, he's like, I don't know if they, I feel like they're trying to take away the power that we have. And that was right before commercial. Right. So, yeah. And so I kind of thought maybe they were going to come in and be like, you don't get to decide who goes in. We get to decide.
I did too. They were,
Mhm.
yeah, I was thinking that too for just a second. I was like, are they going to pick somebody else? But I think realistically, it was between them or Olivia and Horacio.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I think smart move by them by doing that, because really the odds would have been against them to pull the safe dagger. Not saying they would have, because really it was only a 33% chance that they would have called safe. They were going to go in anyway. So that way they're mentally prepared instead of blindsided. It's not a bad decision by them. And that's all you really need to do when you're honest and be like, realistically, that's all you have to do instead of make everyone speculate that you're doing something, not evil, I don't want to say that, but just like strategic that's not very strategic. You all right? yeah. Strategic, but it's not strategic. So it's like, all you have to do is just be like, realistically, we have a 33% chance to do
all right,
safe.
it's just going this way, but that's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
You don't have to see me right now. Okay. I do have some tea.
Okay.
Since we just talked about Corey, his daughter had open heart surgery. There were some complications. He had this one post that was just so sad, and you could tell he was just, scared. It's terrifying,
Mm-hmm.
But they did get out of the hospital yesterday.
Okay, good.
So his daughter, Maya, they're home. Thank God. So good news. Josh was on the Official Challenge podcast.
Okay, yeah.
And he talked some smack on Mariah because he'd met her. He acts like they knew each other, but they'd met twice. And he said something along the lines of, and I'm not going to get it perfect, but something along the lines of, she's changed since being on the show. And I think it's kind of corny that she went on a podcast talking about Fessy and what he did or whatever. Something like that. So then Mariah clapped back on her Insta, and she's like, if I'm the type of person, if you have a problem, just why didn't you say something to me? I'm down to hear you out, and if I've messed up, apologize, move on. We don't really know each other. We've met each other twice. And then I saw him once last weekend, so 3 times total.
Can I ask a question? Is this because Josh doesn't understand the rules of ride or die, that it had to be someone of the opposite sex, and he's just jealous that Fessy didn't take him as his ride or die?
Well, I guess him and Davon were supposed to be on the season together.
Okay.
Davon got her personal doctor. She struggled with fibroids since her daughter was born.
Okay.
And her doctor didn't clear her medically. So it was the day they were flying out, then they said, because they'd originally wanted Josh's sister. And he didn't really want his sister to be on the show.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
But then he calls his sister, and then they were alternates, I guess.
Hey, what are you doing? My ride or die, not my sister, my blood, can't make it. I didn't want you to be on the show, but what are you free right now? Come on, this dude.
He said just because I think he said she's not that athletic and she's more emotional than him.
Neither is he. He's not that athletic.
He does go to the gym a lot now, so good for him. But yeah, so then Mariah clapped back and just basically said I don't even know you, and you went on a podcast to talk about how corny I was for going on a podcast and talking about Fessy. So anyway, moving on from that. I really do like her, though. You're right, she's chill.
I think so. Yeah.
Doesn't let things bother her. It's cool. And she's even responded to stuff on our Instagram, which she doesn't have to do that. We're just a little podcast from Iowa, people that like the show. It's nice.
More than that. Yeah.
So, and here's the biggest news of the week. Did you see the All-Stars list?
No, I did not.
Oh my God.
All right.
Get ready.
Sure.
All right. So if you don't want to be spoiled on All-Stars, maybe take a 2-minute break or just fast forward. Okay, because I don't want to spoil it. I've never been down to like. I will never spoil if I ever hear like who wins something or who gets eliminated or things like that. But like cast lists, I'm down to spoil that. That's not a problem to me. Okay. So it's filming in South Africa, which Global just filmed in South Africa. Just like Challenge USA filmed in Argentina and then 38 filmed in Argentina. So I don't know if they're getting some sort of like extended contract on their recording. Do you know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah, yeah.
And that's why they're doing back-to-back seasons in the same place. I don't know. But okay. I'm going to start with the men. There are a couple people I don't know, but there's a lot of really, really decent people. So we have Tyree. Do you remember him? He was from Denver. He was an okay challenger. He was a very nice guy. Okay challenger. What I remember of him from the challenge was, unfortunately, he got really drunk and passed out on the toilet in one of the seasons. And Leroy opened the door and we all saw him pass out on the toilet.
I'm sure I'll recognize him when I see him. A lot of these I'm going to say the same thing. Yeah.
Steve, the hand model from Road Rules.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Cyrus is an alternate.
Oh, okay.
Ace from Paris.
No. Who?
Ace. He was like the fun, funny guy in Paris.
Okay. I mean, that's like 20 years ago or whatever else. All right.
But you probably remember, you remember CT and Adam.
That's all I remember, yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes in real world history. I'm going to work you, and he just pushes him around with his forehead. It's one of the best scenes of real world history. It's so impressive.
Brad. We love Brad.
I can't do his voice right now. I can't wait to do it again.
I love his voice. I love his voice. I love him. He's a good dude.
I know. I'm going to do this with $1 million. I'm going to do I can't wait to hear about all the stuff he's going to do with the money.
Adam from Road Rules The Quest. Curly hair. He probably hasn't been around since like one of the gauntlets. It's been a long time.
Sure.
Decent dude. Brandon, he was from Fresh Meat 2.
I don't. Keep going.
Derek from Cancun. Ryan from Fresh Meat.
Yeah.
Kefla from Road Rules Down Under.
Say what?
Kefla?
Oh.
That was before my time. I don't know him. I guess he's a doctor of some sort. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Tony.
Oh,
Tony time.
No
it's way. Tony time. I'm so excited. I can't take it.
What is this? Because Paramount Plus?
I think so. I think it's a shorter season. And so, like, as far filming 6 weeks, so that's really not that much shorter.
This has got to be something different. MTV doesn't, and Tony don't do anything together. Oh, I'm thinking someone different. I'm thinking Kenny. Yeah, I'm good for Tony.
Oh, no. Not Kenny.
Yeah,
Tony.
Kenny.
Freaking Tony.
Tony's good. I mean, I'm at this point. I mean, one of his 8 kids have to be in middle school. They can take care of themselves,
2
right?
kids. Yeah. Get it together.
Oh, okay,
2.
sorry. Yeah, they could be twins.
So I'm so excited for Tony. I'm so excited. He's definitely my challenge crush. He is a good competitor who hasn't won yet. We haven't seen him in like 5 years.
Yeah, he's got to raise kids. Yeah.
Okay, here's one that's really weird.
More than
Jay.
Teflon? Jay comes in?
Jay. Yeah. He was partnered with Jenna on X's. He's the guy that could not, in the final, just refuse to drink whatever the gross stuff was, and then they like got eliminated from the final. Do you remember that?
No.
He did 1 season.
Okay.
So this one's just kind of strange because it's like, why? It's just unique for there to be someone who just has only done 1 season. But he probably made it to a final, absolutely. And I would imagine he probably is like, all right, I want to prove myself, like that I can do this. Like I went out sucky, like I want to, you know what I mean? I would imagine, right?
You've named like 5 people that Cyrus would be better than these 5 people.
Right. I don't know why they have him as an alternate. The rhyme or reason to why they pick people to be alternates, I don't know. And then the biggest one, that is the best one, saved it for last, Leroy.
Oh, that's a really good one. I would not have
Right?
guessed that. I thought he was done.
Right?
So
I did too.
There's no Derek. There's no Mark.
Nobody who did all of the
MJ.
other seasons. So that was a big debate that a lot of people that,
that's why
big
Cyrus
fans of the
is
show said is they're
yeah.
like, we keep seeing the same, for the last 3 seasons, we've seen the same, like maybe 4 people. So nobody that did all 3 seasons is on.
Okay.
So like that means no Nehemiah, no Brad, no Derek, no Kendall, no John A.
Okay.
Which I think,
right.
While I like all those people, I like that we're seeing some new people.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right,
but you said Brad was on it though. Brad, the beard guy, right? He's on it.
Right, but Brad did 2, not 3.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Sorry. Yep.
I think that's how Cyrus is too.
Okay.
Okay, so the women. This one I don't really know. It's Avery from Real World Portland.
No.
Ayana.
I know that somehow.
She was Real World or Road Rule Semester at Sea. Good athlete, track star.
Yeah. Yep.
Laura from Real World Miami.
Love Laura.
Do you?
Yeah, I always liked her. She's got a good personality. I mean, not a good personality. She speaks her mind well.
Oh, awesome. That was like right before I started watching. I think I maybe watched some episodes of that season, but it was like right before I like fully was like a huge fan, so I don't really remember much of her.
If she sticks her away, she'll create some drama. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Genesis from Boston.
I remember Genesis in Boston, but I don't know. I wouldn't be able to pick her out in the crowd. I do remember this though.
She's an alternate. Janelle from Key West. Love her. Mm-hmm. Jasmine from Cancun.
Okay.
I like her. She's fun. She's a little firecracker. And remember, her and Tyree had some sort of a relationship. She's single.
Well, that's
so there maybe that'll be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Laurel.
Ooh. Okay.
Nicole, with the thick Boston accent.
The firefighter. Who looks like Andy Dick, but she's a female?
Stop saying it. Everyone needs to stop saying that. Okay,
I do not care.
I do not care for this woman, but we need people. I'm not doing this. People need to stop saying that she looks like Andy Dick.
Okay, I didn't know this was a thing. I thought
there are people that have said it on a certain person whose name is a fruit podcast calling her that.
I don't follow that stuff. Listen. Quick question.
You do follow Bananas podcast.
Oh, I've never heard him say anything about her. Listen, didn't Laurel and her have a thing?
Yeah.
Ah, all right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she is actually a firefighter with Jay, that guy that I was just talking about.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's
cool.
how and why, or part of the piece to the puzzle as to why he got cast. Mm-hmm. Because that's going to be an alliance of some sort, you would think, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
Rachel.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I mean,
that's a good one.
As a challenge fan, watching her like growing up, she was always like the idol, the athlete that you looked up to. Just like such a badass athlete. So I am so excited to watch her again. We have not seen her in at least a decade.
Yeah.
Tina.
Oh, jeez.
Veronica.
Oh, no.
So those 3, the original quote-unquote mean girls together again.
And then you add in Laurel and Nicole.
Uh-huh.
They're going to run that. They're going to run everybody off, those 5.
It's going to be amazing.
Is there anybody else that can join that?
There are 2 more. And my heart is like, I'm so excited to tell you this. Okay?
Okay.
Kayla Cam.
Oh, that's really good. So
they're both coming. I guess the baby's coming, and like they're gonna have like somebody like childcare, whatever there.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I don't know how
Okay.
true that is, but
right.
I've heard that like Baby King is coming with them.
Okay.
Freaking amazing, right? I'm so excited.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm so excited. And then the last one, Cara.
Oh man!
Right?
So they got
It's
7
amazing.
already.
And
Those
then
other ones
Tony's going to be there. They don't get along. It's so amazing. It's so good. I mean, the last season, it seemed like the men were super stacked. I mean, there were incredible female athletes last season, for sure.
Sure.
It was such a stacked men's team. Now I feel like it's such a stacked women's team.
Really stacked. It's a really good one. That's a really good lineup for the women, to be honest with you.
So I can't freaking wait.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good lineup. Leroy's a good one to have. Tony's a good one to have, too.
I mean, Leroy's not even been gone that long, but I've just missed him so much. I would love to see him win. There has been some debate I've seen online. It has been just Real World Road Rules and Fresh Meat on All Stars. Cam is Are You the One? So there's a lot of people wondering if this is opening the door to then people from different shows to be on All Stars. There's no official rules as to how it works, but because it was initially started as hashtag We Want OGs.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you have to evolve, guys. It's sports.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Someone did comment, because I posted about this on Reddit, because I was like, what do you guys think? Like, I'm curious. And somebody said, and I thought, and it was kind of like a mic drop. They're like, look, I love Cam. I would love to see Cam there. But today Cam, tomorrow Josh. And I was like, oh.
That's a really, really good point.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what it means for it, but I'm happy that Cam's going to be on. I'm happy Leroy's going to be on. I'm happy Cara's there. I'm happy Tony's there. I'm happy Rachel and T. I mean, I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah. That's an interesting, though, like some of the comparisons, because it's not, I mean, because Cara, you would think it would be Paulie would be there too, then. So it's not really like they're paired up. Like,
no, well, I mean, they might be at some point.
Nicole and Jay are paired up, so, but. Yeah.
Well, there are people, I think, from like adjacent seasons, potentially.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when Cara and Paulie be like, yeah, we should be in this together. If you're going to bring in Cam, you know, you're not really doing OGs type of thing. I don't know.
Right.
Just throwing it out there. But no, that's a really good point whoever said that on Reddit. Because, yeah, that's you're towing a fine line. You're because that's what you're going to get. And all of a sudden, they're extending their so-called fame in these reality shows just a little bit longer, and you know, I don't care to see Josh in a reality show ever again. One that I watch, he can go do something else. I don't care. The Price is Right, celebrity version. I don't care. Something else. I don't watch that. So
he would actually probably be great on The Price is Right. He'd be so excited.
I don't care. Wheel of Fortune or Celebrity Jeopardy. I don't care. One of those. I just care that stuff. I don't watch it.
All right, well, Jay Bird, what do you got for me? Anything else?
No. Interesting night. Like I said, yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to do this again, but now we know that we can attempt to do virtual if we have to. So, hey.
Absolutely.
Well, follow us on Twitter, Final Alliance 1, on Instagram, Final Alliance, on YouTube. We are Final Alliance Podcast. Please comment, subscribe. We love to hear what you have to say. And on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. We are Final Alliance Podcast. See you next week.
See you live next week, Sarah.
Yes. Can't wait to see you in person.
Okay. Bye. Take care.
Bye.